we've talked a lot of trash about the Wizards point guard situation, but I mean, it was needed. Like, what the heck are the Wizards going to do at point guard, G?
Oh man, so I'm looking over some cap stuff this morning. Woke up, ate my eggs, and all that. So I was like, let me look at the Wizards situation. So I looked at the Wizards situation, and you kind of may be stuck at the position. I mean, let's go through my three possible options. Tyus Jones
Not
is
bad.
a potential option because Memphis drafted some guards, so I don't think he's coming back. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. He's one of the best backup guards in the NBA. He's a serviceable big. You need just somebody with high IQ to initiate your offense and play defense for the Wizards. So that would be Tyus Jones. But does he? Thing with him, I fear maybe he requests too much money and some team bites and overpays him. But I think you guys should really look at Tyus Jones. Corey Joseph has a player option. So it's gonna be
like Joseph,
yeah, but then you have Ish Smith. So it's like and then maybe at some point before the season or during, John Wall gets bought out, and maybe it's a reunion if Beal is still there. But then that's just gonna be cool at first, seeing John Wall there. But is it a long-term fix at the position? No. So if I was a betting man, I will bet a 60% likelihood that Ish Smith ends up as your starter again.
Well, you're not encouraging any Wizards fans right now. I'm just, okay. The point guard situation has been malpractice by the Washington Wizards. Thomas Satoransky, who you guys, he was decent backup last year. He's now in like Spain or something. He just said after the team, I don't want to play this franchise anymore. I'm going overseas. He's not a bad player. He played decent. He's 6'7". He's versatile. He said, yeah, I'm good on this roster. That's not a good sign. You have Ish Smith. His contract is not guaranteed yet. So, I mean, I think they're guaranteed because they have to. It's like $4 million. Like, come on. But overall, it's not guaranteed yet. They haven't fully guaranteed it. Looking at free agency, they've tried to get Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon's been on the trade block for 2 years. I don't know what Indiana's doing. I just want to say, after we're going to get nothing for him. I don't know what the goal is there. I thought the Wizards would offer a KCP and maybe Rui combo. And I thought, the Pacers get a, champion in KCP who's a wing who they could use. They get Rui, a young player. Clearly, that must either didn't work or they just chose not to offer that deal. So, really, so we're looking at the Tyus Jones of the world. We're looking at just a lot of backup guards that are going to have to just come and start. But D'Anthony Melton could have been a good guy that maybe could just fit in that role, but he went for a first-round pick yesterday. That just wasn't a great player. I don't think we're not contending in that way to trade a late first for a player. You're just not. So, and then JD Davison, I'm like, maybe he could be a young, we can groom for years to come, goes to Boston to pick before us. So, and it's not even that I love the player, we need somebody to work on long term. We have no long-term fit at the position, and I don't see anyone. And with Wall, he opted in for $47 million. I don't know how buyouts work. I'm not Bobby Marks. I'm not, Mark Stein. But I don't know if a team's paying $47 million also a player not play for your team. That's unprecedented. I don't think we've ever seen that big of a buyout ever. It'd be the biggest buyout in NBA history. And I don't think he's taking less money just because he wants to play for the Wizards. Team trade him in the first place. So it's overall, it doesn't look good. It looks like Bradley Beal is going to, again, have not his best season because they're going to force him to play out of position a lot of the time. And if they make Johnny come off the bench and he's it's just that, again, you're forcing players to play a role that's not a part of them. You need a player that's automatic goal is to set up the offense and then shoot the ball and play defense. That should be the type of guard you should be looking for. I was hoping they would try maybe trade into the first round, get maybe a Tata Washington, work again, just try to get some type of long-term fit there.
Right.
The sad part about the draft, I like the draft stuff at the center. We got second round. We're not going to get into that. But overall, it's just interesting because we have no long-term solution at probably the most charismatic position in the NBA right now.
Yeah, it's how it's damn, everybody got this. How the freak we don't have this? It's everywhere. It's like
you have 1,000 wing. I think
literally.
just need to try to trade. I don't know who they trade. You have Denny, you have Rui, you have Kuzma. Kuzma or Rui has to get traded because both of those players are on expiring deals. You cannot keep both after the year. If you don't trade one of them, especially before the deadline, it is literally, again, general manager malpractice because it means you're going to lose them for nothing. You cannot keep both. One of them has to be traded. It's probably going to be Rui because he's younger, but I could see Kuzma, again, going to a contender like the Brooklyn Nets, like the Boston Celtics. Literally, every contender needs a 6'9" wing that's willing to shoot the ball, that can actually handle it decently for his position, and is willing to play defense.
Right.
Some team is going to buy on that. If D'Anthony Melton can get you a first, Kuzma can at least get you a solid backup point guard. Like, come on. I think he's capable of doing something like that. And his contract isn't terrible. It's $13 million for 1 year. It's not bad. I mean, we see Derek White is getting paid $14 million. He's around that level of player. I think he needs to be traded. But now, okay, now going to our next question. Just again, we already kind of got into it with this cat room situation. Wizards free agency outlook. What do you see them trying to add, maybe outside the point guard position in free agency?
I mean, once you're really, determine what you're doing at the point guard position, then you have to look at the wing. Let's see if you can get a true three, like a true two-way, potentially three. Because you guys have a nice influx of bigs. So maybe like after you try to guard, I mean, but the thing is, all these wings isn't interesting with this class. So you have Tony Snell that you could possibly get.
It's great. Twitter legend.
Yeah, literally, Mr. Run Around. Mr. Run Around. I mean, then again, it's like, if Iggy doesn't return, do you want the corpse of Iggy? Probably not. Then again, if Joe Ingles don't return, do you want to try to get Joe Ingles, but he's already regressing some?
Wizards do love the foreign guys.
Yeah, so I'm like, but he can pass, he can shoot. I mean, he's a high IQ player, but him physically and his defense is kind of taking a toll. So it's like, do you want Joe Ingles? And then he may like ask for a price that you may not be comfortable paying. So trying to find a wing. I mean, I would try to get Tony Snell just to have a true three.
Yeah.
Then again, it's like you guys have so many ways to compensate for that position. I really think maybe you're just best off with all your focus being on the point guard position.
You're straight guards, like just 6'5" and under guys. Like you just need guys. I actually have no idea who the Wizards go after in free agency. I think the goal, like we should just say, it just has to be a focus on guard. Like,
literally
a combo guard, and that's like we're so desperate weak on that. Maybe has to play a shooting guard that we think has playmaking potential at point guard. You might just have to. Dennis Schroeder maybe is going to be out there.
Right.
Love the kid, but like, damn, he's your best player at the position by far. I mean, he might be a little hungry. He hasn't, two teams that basically gave up on him. And Schroeder might ask for what, $12 million? I would hope you can afford that. You are over the cap. But I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see what they can do with, I guess, like a Dennis Schroeder type of player. I mean, you have other players too that are out there, maybe a little younger guys. Maybe get a flyer on. I mean, you have Colin Sexton. It's not really a point guard, but I mean, the Wizards don't know that, so he's short. So I mean, you maybe try to get him. I mean, I don't think Cleveland signs him back. I mean, I don't think so. He seems like a person that if you're willing to work on it. Wes Unseld Jr. Wes Unseld Jr. is a defensive coach. Colin Sexton does not play defense. Maybe Wes Unseld thinks he can help him fix that issue. Mm-hmm. Someone maybe you can look at. It's a couple of guys that are out there. Maybe Wizards can give a look, to a guy like this. Even Kevin Porter Jr. I think they like what he's doing in Houston, but overall, I think it's going to be interesting to see the Wizards maybe pry him away from the team he's already on.
Right. So it's like just lock in on the guard position. It sucks that this class really doesn't have something the Wizards can just be like, aha, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's going to be tough with that. It's going to be tough with that.
Yeah. Okay. Now before we start making Wizards fans cry on the channel. Let's talk about maybe the playoffs with the play-in, maybe. Do you think the Wizards can even be a play-in team, a top 10 team in the East? I'm gonna pull it up while you're talking, but
Top 10, that's gonna be tough because if I'm just thinking,
I
I think
have
11 teams that's probably I can almost guarantee be better. Like Miami.
I have the list. We have Miami.
Yes.
You're not gonna be better than them. Boston.
Yeah, you're not gonna be better than them.
Milwaukee.
No.
Philadelphia.
No.
Toronto.
No.
Chicago.
No.
Brooklyn.
No.
Now we're getting to the range. Like, all right, maybe. Atlanta.
No.
Cleveland.
No.
Charlotte.
No.
The Knicks.
Maybe.
I think we have it, but the Knicks, by the way, were the 11th seed. So that's not the play-in, by the way. So the Wizards, well, first.
Oh, you forget one.
Who did I forget?
Detroit.
You think the Wizards aren't going to be bad in Detroit year? They're too young, though, I think.
If I really like what they did in the draft last night. If Durant and Ivy could come in first team all rookie caliber, and they have all that cap too.
I think they'll sign Miles Bridges. So I mean, I thought it was gonna be Aiden, but it seems like Bridges is a better fit right now to me.
Boy, if they get Bridges, and you know they got Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey dropped 50 last year.
And I'm saying I think they'll have a lineup of Cade. I think I said Cade, Ivy, Bey, Miles Bridges, and then Duran / I forget the other shit they have.
Stewart and Bag.
Yeah, I think it's a rotation. I don't think it's a starter, but regardless, I think they have too many. Wizards have two players that won a championship team in Kuzma and KCP. You have
you should be better than them.
Yeah, you should be better. I think Porzingis is like the literal forgotten man in the NBA right now. No one knows exactly. No one has any prediction on what the heck he's going to do next year. He was really good without Bill, but he's like 20. He's like a 29 guy,
right?
Without Bill. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. The Wizards have so many veterans though. It's just like if you can't get to a top 10 seed with this older-ish team, you have a lot of young guys, yes, but a lot of your stars are veterans. Like you have Ish Smith, you have Bradley Beal, you have Porzingis, you have KCP, you have Kuzma. Like you have a lot of older players. Gafford isn't old. Gafford's been in the league 4 or 5 years though. Like Gafford's had some years. He's gotten paid already. So it's like you have some guys. I think Gafford's also forgotten guys. If Gafford's your athletic Robert Williams role-ish player off the bench, which at least have the significance. I think that's a position we don't need to add players. You have Porzingis as your starter. You have Gafford as your backup, and you even have Vernon Carey as like a stash young guy, I guess.
Yeah.
If Porzingis goes down, you're like, all right, we have a guy we've been working on in G League. You have your guy there. So I think that's a position that they aren't going after. But so what does I want to say? We're going to have to be better than Atlanta. It's going to be tough. Atlanta has a good team. He's got AJ Griffin, but I think it's possible. I wouldn't just rule it out completely. I think Atlanta has a better
go south for Atlanta. You guys
it go south. It's going to be interesting to see. I think they can get in Atlanta, but it's like you say, it's going to be tough to make the playoffs. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, but hey, next year's draft class is crazy.
But the saddest thing, the Wizards won't be good enough to get a top 3 pick. They won't be that bad though. We know that.
The worst spot to be in.